Right guys, welcome back to the channel in this next episode of Rising of the Cult. Today we're going to take a look at the first curse formation, which is a fantastic, if but expensive, formation. In the formation you need a Patriarch and one unit of Genestealers that must consist of 20 models. Yes, it does get expensive, but what this unit can do is almost mince anything that it charges. Almost. And I say that because the Genestealers are much better than the Tyrannid Genestealers. These guys have 3 attacks each base, okay, for a mere 14 points. They're initiative 6, weapon skill 6, they basically can't be touched. Luckily, they do have a 5+ invulnerable save, which they never had in the Genestealer Codex. They've also got Fleet, Infiltrate, Move Through Cover, and of course Return to the Shadows and Cult Ambush. They've also got Stealth as standard, which means even in the open, if you take these as part of a Cult Insurrection detachment, they've got a 4+ cover save on turn 1 in the open. Stick them in ruins, you've got a 2-up. That is fantastic. Now, a unit of Pure Strain Genestealers can take Scythe and Talons at 3 points a model. That's for an extra attack. That gives them 5 attacks each on the charge at weapon skill 6, initiative 6. And if a Patriarch joins the unit, they gain Furious Charge, so that means strength 5 as well. And of course, Rending Claws means that you know, rolling those 6s, you're going to get through armor 11, 12 instantly, which is fantastic. That's definitely nothing to sniff at, and with the sheer weight of attacks that you've got coming in from those, and like I said, a unit of 20 of them, that's like 80 attacks, I think. 10, 50, no, 100 attacks if you take Scythe and Talons on them on the charge, and that is without the Patriarch. That is immense. We'll take a quick look at the Patriarch though. Initiative 7, weapon skill 7, strength 6, and toughness 5. So he's a bit tougher than a Genestealer, but a much better fighter. Now, any units with the Genestealer cult faction within 12 inches of this guy are fearless. So placement of this model and the Cult Ambush is absolute key, because you don't want your smaller acolytes and hybrids running away. Get this guy in the middle of the table. He's got 20 Genestealers with him with 5-up invulnerables. He also has Unquestioning Loyalty, which means he's automatically going to pass them Lookout Sirs. You need to get through this entire unit before you can get to him. Now, he is a Psyker, and he can take from Biomancy, Broodmind, or Telepathy. So, Biomancy is a very good one to have on him. Broodmind's okay, but you want to keep that for your Magus, I feel. He can be upgraded to Mastery level 2, and he can take up to 2 Familiars with him as well. Familiars are great just for those extra 2 attacks. They are only strength 4, but they're rending. So, this, you know, him combined with this unit is phenomenally strong and difficult to shift. Unless you run into Deathwatch Frag Cannons, because they hurt. But otherwise, this formation is fantastic. It is a command choice in the Cult Insurrection. However, on top of how awesome those Genestealers are, you also get an additional benefit. Kind of like combat drugs for Dark Eldar Witches. Basically, you roll a dice and consult a table. Let's have a quick look and see what those are though. On the roll of a 1, you get Flesh Hooks, and that means the unit doesn't suffer their initiative penalty for charging enemies in difficult terrain. That's great, because these guys do not have assault grenades. Hardened Carapaces. The unit's armor save is increased to 4. That's not bad, but there's so much AP4 out there that it's not really going to be that beneficial. You're always going to have your 5-up invulnerable. Toxin Glands. Everybody has poison. Very handy against monstrous creatures, especially with Rendon. That makes it brilliant. And if you're going against something with toughness 3 or less, or 4 on the charge, you're going to get to re-roll your wounds because of the poison special rule. Roll a 4 and you're going to gain rage. That's 6 attacks each on the charge with Scythe and Talons. That is insane number of attacks. That's 120. Then the Patriarch. I would dare say that you would even pull a Wraith Knight down with that. On number 5, we've got Feeder Tendrils. The unit has the preferred enemy special rule. If they get that, that actually confers to the Patriarch as well, which will be absolutely fantastic. Or, on the roll of a 6, you get to choose the result. So I think it's definitely very situational on who or what you're playing as to what you would rather go for. Obviously, if you get a 6, you do get to pick. The preferred enemy is great if you want to make sure that you're hunting your target. If your target or your enemy has a lot of monstrous creatures or high toughness things in its force, you definitely want to go for the poison 4+. If you're playing a terrain heavy board, the flesh hooks is probably the better one to go for. That's my thoughts on the first curse formation anyway. If you played this formation before, or you've had any success with it, do you recommend taking the Scythe and Talons? Let me know what your thoughts are. I'd be interested to hear. Leave them in the comments down below. And if you think this formation, despite it being quite costly, is worth the points. But yeah, thanks very much for watching, guys, and we'll see you next time.